All right, and we're back. All right. So here's what I found out with this brake job that I'm doing. Well, I took off the rubber boot. I'll show you. I took this off, and as I did it, oil flowed down, which shouldn't immediately happen. It shouldn't just flow out. However, the boot holds it in and all that good stuff, but it shouldn't just flow out as smooth as it did. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the new one. And as you can see, these are the old versus the new. I don't think the seals are leaking. I think it's just fluid that got in there. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off, remove these shoes, which have already been backed off. I took the spring that goes in between there out, and now we're going to remove this guy, which is going to require a 3/4 inch ratchet and a 1/2 inch. So if I can get the camera in here to see what I'm doing, that'd be nice. There you go. You can see. Try to move this light so it's not. Yeah, there. No, no. There we go. All right. So, doing this 11/16. One thing is you got to take this bolt off here, which is that goes directly to the brake fluid. Oh, you know what you want to do before you do that? Put something under it, because it's going to bleed because it's got pressure. Where is it? Here's my oil pan. It's hard when nothing is where you left it in your garage. As people come in here, I've been changing oil on everything from my old car to my new car. There you go. So, when you're changing out your brakes, what you want to do is make sure you put something under it, oil pan. That way it catches all the fluid and you're not getting fluid all over your garage floor and all that good stuff. So, back at it. I can do it with my hand. Let's see if I can get more light. And there's a copper washer on here also. You want to make sure you don't lose, or I might even replace it. I'm sure I have one. But there you go. And now you can see all the fluid dripping out. That's brake fluid because it has pressure in the lines. That's the bolt that holds the line together. It does have a hole in it, if you could see it, and that allows the pressure to go through. I'm going to sit that right there. Now there's two bolts that release that. I'm going to take off here. We're going to take that one off. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, squirrel. So once this guy pops off, this is basically simple. I wouldn't say simple, but it's good for people if you know how to do this. It's good for you. It'll save you a few $100s. This is a process of, you should be bleeding your brakes once or twice a year. You also should be very knowledgeable about the vehicle you're driving, especially if it's an old one, because you will get stranded. And so, let's see here. Now those bolts are out. Let's take this over here. See if you can see it there. Now where I'm at, and there she is. And you can see washer. Make sure you take that off. It has been crushed already, so I'm gonna replace it. I have a whole bunch of these, but we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that, get the new one, and have that bolted in. Where's the Yeah, the washer stayed. So as you can see, there's a couple washers. But when you put these on, when you put this bolt back in for the oil pressure, it takes 2 washers. One on one side, one on the other side of the, let me get of the brake. This right here, actually, let's see if I can get it. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it around. This right here is where all the fluid comes out of for the brakes. And you can see there it's shiny on my hand. It's got a lot of fluid in there. Well, there's a hole right there, and that pushes in between here. So that's why you want to have a washer on both sides. I'm going to show you also how you could tell that that washer is used, and if you should use it again. So that washer I was just showing you, you can see the grooves in it, and washers don't have those. And that side, let's see here, come on. But you get the idea. There, one side's flat because it was on a flat surface. The other side is groovy, baby. So I'm gonna go get some new washers for this bolt, and then we're gonna get that guy bolted back up. So I'll be right back. All right, back at it here. What I need to figure out, they did give me a washer, but figure out. Should have a washer there, and it looks that is also grooved. So yes, the answer is I should have 2 washers, but they gave me a washer. They only gave me 1 washer, and the washer's small compared to the bolt. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's see here. Bolt, washer, you put it on, washer only goes to there. Problem with that is that would assume that they're telling me that 1 washer would be all you need, and I've been doing it wrong the whole time. But I call BS, because on one side and on the other side, you want to have a washer. I believe that's the way to go. And that's mainly because if you look at this bolt and you see around there, it's not flat. It's not flat, and it's actually grooved. The bolt actually on the bottom part, you can see there, right here, it's got grooves on it. It's groovy, baby. And the reason why it's grooved is, well, probably years of use. This is an old bolt, it's not new. So we'll make sure we clean this up a little bit, get us some washers. Now I'll show you, it's always good to have a bunch of washers, which I think, there you go, bolt's all nice and clean. Sometimes you do brake fluid on it if you want. Also what you want to do is you want to put some thread lock on it. I usually try red or blue, but whatever one I have. All right, back at it. Here's all your copper washers. These guys will tell you everything you need to know. So like I said, they gave me a washer. That washer is too small, but that means it's going to go on the side towards the brakes. The side towards the center axle, this side is what I need a washer for. And that's going to be a washer like this that will go all the way to the back. So, like I said, I want a new washer, not an old one. Try this one. Nope, too small. And this one's just right. There you go. So that, along with that, will give you that gap. And in between there is the piece that pushes the pressure for the oil into the brake piston, which then allows the brakes to push against the drum, stopping the car, keeping you safe. So let's go get that put in. Now, I'm gonna put this in, but I'm also going to, let's see here. And we'll do it from this side this time. like I said, this goes in between here and then here, and then it screws into the back. That's how that goes. We're going to do that, of course, after. That'll be a little fun. So step one, just take this thing, and you take these guys, your bolts, and you got to test them to make sure they go in easily, and they do. Now, another thing I noticed as I'm doing this, which I forgot to grab, when you're doing bolts, yes, you can reuse the old bolts. That's perfectly fine. They're not something that, you're not torquing these guys to a certain specification when it comes. I give, 3 Ugga Chuggas if you need to. There are specs for them, but I've been doing this long enough to where I know that I don't need to worry too much about that. You know what? Look in the manual, find the tour spec, do it your way. This is my old car. I know what I'm doing on it. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a lock washer. And you can see that lock washer. Yes, it's got a little bit of lock left on it. You can see it's kind of, they do this thing where they sit like this, and when you tighten them, they bend that way. That locks them in. It doesn't allow it to back off. The bolt will not back off anymore. So that's why I'm telling you, like, clean your tools, clean your bolts. Make sure that it looks really good when you put it back on. It's nice and clean. You could put a drop of thread lock on it if you want to, but those lock washers usually do the trick. So, like I said, everyone's different. Now you get the lock washer box. You need the cotter pin box. Things you should just buy. When you go to swap meets, you'll see all this stuff. Just buy one. They're cheap, man. It's easy to buy. So many lock washers. It's good. It's good to have that much stuff, because if you don't have that much stuff, then it kind of comes down to, like, how much of a car guy are you? Huh? So, to give you an example, this is the new one. This is the old one. And they're not that far off, honestly, if I was to show them to you. They're not that far off, but I feel better putting a new one on. So, out with the old. Let's get 2 of these guys. Let me search through. Yeah. There we go. We got 2 new ones. Bring our paper towel. We can clean that other nut that's going to go in there. Excuse me, bolt. All right. Always so time consuming, so hard to do all this stuff with a camera. If you heard that, that's me throwing a lock washer across the garage. Cleaning day is Sunday. All right. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention, I keep forgetting to mention stuff. But you want to clean all of this, all around here. Clean as much as you can while you're at it. It's a important part of the process of doing these things. You just want to clean it up. If you want to get some brake fluid and throw brake cleaner, you can do that too. My stuff stays. It's not bad. It's the inside of a brake pad, but it doesn't look horrible. So clean it up as good as you can while you're in here, and don't shy away from putting in a little extra work, because you'll probably enjoy it, Do that. Let's clean this up. Cool. Alright. The other thing you do is you grease this guy up too. You gotta put some grease back on there when you're done. Which we'll get to later. Alright, now, this guy, we're going to go ahead, put it, make sure these feet go. By feet, I mean me show you. You want to make sure these guys line up inside of there on both sides. That's the important part. That's what tells you the brakes. Alright? You know, I always encourage people, if you ever are interested in schools, you go take classes and such, it'd always be a good idea. It's never a bad idea to go learn more about this stuff. I've done engine building classes, I've done car building classes, welding classes. Are these the wrong fucking parts? What am I doing? What is it? Alright, got me down here on my knees. Alright, there we go. She's in, pushes against, take your bolts, I'm gonna put them on the back side here and go through the holes. Some people can't do this stuff blind, but I can. I've got a feel for it. I know where the holes are. But I encourage everyone to try and learn. Do your best. What I think is cool is there's chicks on TikTok, doing car stuff. You never saw that before. Tons of dudes, of course. Dudes all over the internet doing car stuff. But I think it's awesome because I have a daughter. She's gonna know how to do all this stuff. She wanted to do it tonight, and I might actually save the other side for her to do with me. That'd be fun. See, I'm talking shit, and then I couldn't get it in the hole. I got it. So, there we go. Just snug it first. Don't wrench on it right away. You don't want to over tighten it either. If you over tighten it, you can cross thread it or break the threads, and that's never a good thing because then you got to take it out, send it out, or re-thread it, whatever you need to do. So now, from back here, this is a little bit more because you got two washers, but usually I can. There we go. Get the bolt in. What I didn't do was try this thread in. Come on, little fella. Where's the hole? There it is. And oh, a cool trick. So you don't cross thread things. Instead of going directly in, trying to thread it in, back it up one. Back it up and you'll feel it go click. Then you know you're at the start of the threads. Otherwise you could risk cross threading, which you definitely don't want to do. Just an idea for you. America. I don't get too wild. Usually I'm drinking whiskey on a Thursday night working on the car, but I drink it all. Alright. Interestingly enough, it's because the bleeder valve is so far out That's all right. We'll work around it. All right. Wipe my hands off and I'll show you what we did. Now, if you look back here, I think you can see. This is the bolt that holds the brake line. It's got two washers, one on this side, one on that side, and then these are the bolts, one on each side. And this is a bleeder valve. You'll be cracking that open and closed as you bleed the brakes, because as you can see, brake fluid came out just a little bit, which I've realized this car, it's a single master cylinder vehicle. Some guys now are making it 2 master cylinders, which I think is cool. But it's a single master cylinder, so it doesn't have a ton of pressure. You got to like pressurize it when you start the car every time. You got to do a little press, go. So now what we're going to do is we are going to put this spring back in. Put one here. You got to get both of these collapsed in, and the way that you can do that is by grabbing a locking something. I prefer this tool. For some reason it's breaking my freaking mind here. All right. Maybe the other way. Or not. Let's try. Enjoy the struggles. We can't get that. This spring is actually really tight compared to the old one. Not this spring, the spring that's in here. It's making life hard. Let's try again. Oh, so close. Fuck. Come on. God dang. All right. That sucks. I think I'm going to wait till I'm in dirty clothes and I can sit on that side of the car on the floor. Come on. Brand new. No. do here? I'll explain to you what's happening. This is the old one. Notice this doesn't push out right now. This inside of here, oh wow, this thing is stiff. There's a spring. Look at that. There's a spring. There's a rubber gasket. And that's the spring. And this spring's a weak bitch. But the spring in this guy is strong. Like bull. I am not strong like bull at the moment. Alright. One more time. You motherfucker, you. Yeah, look at that thing. Look at that. Oh. Alright. Oh, look, I ripped my glove. Alright. Well, now you can see that. Next move is take off your hub puller and then lube up this guy. And once you don't want to see me the whole time. Once you lube up this, you put your hub back on. It's going to be a bitch because these two got to slide into it, but nothing's easy. Nothing, sir. I'll go get some grease in there. Oh, also I forgot. I'm forgetting a lot. There's a pin in here. See that groove? There's a pin. This piece right here. And it goes right there so that this lines up perfectly and rotates with the car. So, let's take that out. Do a little wipe down on it. Some guys will be like, why aren't you using brake cleaner? Why don't you clean it? Well, the reason why is because you don't want everything super dry. You want it greasy. That's the whole point. Friction is your enemy in any part of a car. So, I personally put my ideas of just lubing everything. Lube. Except for when you're with your lady, then you get her wet. Alright. Honestly, that's one tonight, maybe one tomorrow. Fuck. I'm gonna go grab the grease. Grease. Where's she at? Decided that I'm going to go with a new pair of gloves because ripped ones and all that stuff, they kind of just bother me. Plus I don't want to mix any kind of oils with the grease I'm putting on here. I just am weird about that. No, my hands are too damp to get in a glove. You know what, I need a break anyways. Follow me for number 3. I'll do a third video on this where put the hub on, put the castle nut, and it's all reversed. Just add lube and line up the cracks with the line in the hub to here with the pin. It's basically the same thing. I'm not gonna do another video of that, but there you go. that's how you redo the brakes on a 1933 Dodge. We'll give you a lot and show you what you're working with. You can see that's 90-year-old paint, 91-year-old paint. Still looks good. It's not perfect, but it looks good. Anyways, we'll get back to it. Follow me for more. I'm going to do next carburetor rebuild kit. That's what needs next. I'm going to rebuild the single barrel carburetor. I got the kit. I got the Love ethanol resistant parts made in USA. See? Look at that. There. In the USA. Peace.